So something I really want to start this year is facial exercises. So I found it's more because of like filming lately. I'm find like, here's the thing, I'm pretty like confident in my body. I've never been somebody that has been like conscious, or there's a little cat meowing. I've never been somebody that's not liked things about me. I mean, yeah, I've got things that I don't like about me, but like, and like my body and my appearance and that, but for the most part, I am pretty like body positive. However, that being said, I do find that lately I'm getting like a little bit of like, it's not even a double chin, it's just a little bit of like it's not like a double chin like all the time, but I'm noticing when I film, but I think it's because of the dodgy angles I'm holding the camera at, is like I'm seeing like a bit of this action, do you know, like the little like double chin. So I looked into like facial exercises. Oh, please don't laugh at me. But I looked at these like facial exercises to do, just to like, it's actually like for the neck as well, to get things like your muscles moving, and it helps to like tone your neck and like this area. I think they called it a turkey chin. Mine's really isn't, it's not that bad, but it is something that I'm just like, I think it's, I could say it's more when I was filming. I'm filming at bad angles, I know that, but I was seeing it a bit more and I was like, oh no, I don't like that. So I looked up a couple of like videos of what to do, and they're like weird, like the workouts are kind of weird. I don't even know if I'm doing them 100% right. One of them was to like frown, to like, I can't believe I'm doing this on the internet, but to be like this. I can't help but express with my eyebrows as well when I do that, and it gets like all these muscles like moving. Another one was to like hold your chin up like this, and then did you like I can't do it properly, but like you're supposed to like lift the chin. I don't even know if I'm doing that right. I don't know if that, are you doing that right? But anyway, I don't need that. I'll probably cut half that shit out because I looked absolutely insane doing that. But basically, I'm gonna try and take like, I'm thinking a minute of my morning when I'm getting ready, when I'm doing like, I'm washing my face and I'm cleaning my teeth. If I just take a minute to just do some of those like little workouts, and I'll just see how if it helps, if it does anything, if I notice a difference. So I'm thinking like, you know, I'll start like right now. This is the 2nd week of January. So this is like what it's like right now. I don't even know if you can see it properly. I don't even know if it'll change, but I'm just thinking I'll document it in this. So, and see how that goes. But yeah, that's my other little like goal for the year. That's one of my little goals for the year, is just to see if I can sort of, you know, tone. And I know people have different things. Is it gua sha? The thing that like they like rub it along like their face like this. I low-key feel like I could do that with just my like my hands. Like you could, it's not the same as like doing it with like the crystally stuff, but like I feel like there's ways you could like just do it with. I wonder if you could hear that. The cat is going mental. But I don't know. So either way, so this is my plan for the year, is to try this out and see if I can tone my face. Because, you know, I sometimes think my cheeks and my face looks a little bit like puffy, but that's also could be like a diet thing. So that's maybe something I also need to review. But I'm not very good when it comes to like diets and changing my diet, because I know what I like and I like what I know. I'm not very good at like changing my diet. But anyway, so that's one of my little things that I want to do this year and see if it makes a difference. So we'll see this time next year if I still have this little, it is like a turkey chin, isn't it? Turkey neck. It's not bad. Like mine, it's really not that bad, but sometimes I just, you know, the chins pop out and I'm like, oh no, I don't like that. How are you doing? Today is Sunday the 11th January. I am not at work today. I have another Sunday off, which is always very nice. I love a Sunday. There's something therapeutic about a Sunday and just doing nothing with it. It's like a day of rest. It's a day to just rest, relax, and reset. And today it is I don't know if it's still raining or if that's just the raindrops on my window. I think it is actually still raining, but it's been windy, it's been raining all through the night. It's a day for just not leaving the house, which is my idea of a very nice day, my dream day. So my plans for today, I have a selection of things I want to do. Whether I'll actually do them or not is another question, because I am queen procrastinator. One of the first things is I would like to catch up on some of my reading for January, because I have not read anything yet in January. I am still piggybacking off of the books I started at the end of December. So I'm hoping that I can just get a couple of those finished, because I think my goal for this year is to read at least 2 books a month. I think 3 books a month would be quite ideal, even better, but I'm gonna aim for 2 books a month, I'm thinking, because then that gives me at least 2 weeks to read a book. If I set myself a goal of 4 books a month, like that's a book a week, and that's quite unlikely, because we do all have times when it can be busy, especially the summertime for me is quite busy with work, and then when I am at home I don't feel like doing anything. So I'm hoping I can read 2 books a month this year. That is my plan for 2026, and if I read more than that, then that's great. I will happily aim for my reading goal, and if I can do more than that, I will be extra pleased. Rather than setting myself a really high unachievable goal, which I think I did last 2 years, I set myself a goal of 50 books. I don't know why I thought that was a good idea. But the 3 books I'm currently reading, kind of 4, because I have got another one, which I've barely started, but I have The Impossible Fortune by Richard Osman, The Christmas Jigsaw Murders by Alexandra Benedict, and Midnight in Everwood by M.A. Kuzniar? M.A. Kuzniar? I'm sorry, I'm really bad with names. I am not good with names at all. I am the furthest through Midnight. I'm almost halfway, or I basically am halfway through it. I love my little dangly bookmark. The Christmas Jigsaw Murders, I'm only about 40 pages into it. So far, I'm not sure if I'm that interested. I think it probably doesn't help that I started this just before Christmas, and now Christmas is past. So I am kind of thinking maybe I just... Oh god, wait, that didn't go effortless as I thought it would. I'm thinking I just do that and just give it up, and then it's a book I can read next Christmas, because Christmas time comes and I'm always looking for Christmassy reads. I especially do love a Christmassy mystery. So I'm thinking if I read it... Oh, hello. A cat has a beard. If I read this book now in January and it's set at Christmas time, I'm taking away from future Laura in December when she is looking for Christmassy books to read and she ends up going out and buying some that she doesn't need to buy because I read a Christmas book in January. So I think that's a fair idea to just give up this one, and I will return to it next year. So it's not technically a DNF, I'm just abandoning it for now and I can read it next year. And then The Impossible Fortune, I just started this only because it was sitting on my coffee table because I got it from my mum for my birthday. So it sat on my coffee table, and I ended up in December, I read 2 Richard Osman books that were the 2 just before this one. So I was all caught up. There's a cat just staring at me. You okay? So I've now read the 4 books in this series before this one. This is the 5th, and it just came out this year, I believe. So I started it and I only read the first 50 pages. Nice. So I might carry on with this one. I actually find these books very easy to read. Even though they look big and threatening, hardbacks, sometimes you can fly through them. Like, it's on average about 400 pages, I would say. So I feel like I could
get that one done. But then there's a part of me that's like, oh, but if I read it, then I'm all caught up in the series, and then I have to wait like 2 years for the next one. Which, the first 3 books in the series, I didn't like all that much, but the fourth one was so good. I really enjoyed it. It was the first one of the series that I actually really enjoyed it. That is my plans, to read probably those 2 books today, get some of that done. And also, here's a little something I've been working on. It's blank. I'm just kidding, but I am determined this year. This is my year. I am going to really focus on my writing. I don't have many distractions in my life. I feel like if I really knuckle down, I have so much free time at the moment. Like January, my work isn't open that much, and February we're going to be closed for the whole month. I'm going to have so much free time on my hands. I am determined to push myself and sit and write my novels, plural, because I have so many stories in this little noggin that I have them all. They're basically fleshed out. I just need to sit down and actually write them, because I'll start a draft and then I have a terrible habit of starting, going back, not being happy, wanting to change things, and I'm so changeable. But I am determined. This is my year. This is my year. I am going to fight tooth and nail to actually finish a draft. Go back and edit it, yes. Rewrite it if need be, but finish it. Have the words "the end" at the end of a story. I'm hoping to do a Sunday reading vlog or a Sunday vlog every day, or every Sunday anyway. That will kind of depend on life, because sometimes I am at work and I don't vlog when I'm at work. Well, not really. I'm not really much of a vlogger when I am out and about. So it will kind of depend and see just what my days are like. But I'm determined that if I do these Sunday vlogs, especially if I'm off work, I use them to write. I stop all my other tasks and silliness and just sitting watching TV or sitting gaming. I'm going to write. I'm going to write these goddamn stories, even if it kills me. So these are just a few little notes that I've been writing in my cute little Don't Quit Your Daydreams journal. So that is my plans for today. Reading and writing. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Watch it get to about 5 o'clock and I'll be like, so I sat down and I put the TV on and I've not done anything. So I've just read, I don't know how many chapters I've just read, but I don't even remember what chapter I started on, but I'm currently on chapter 29, page 196. So I'm almost at the 200 page mark. I think this book's about 300-ish long, so I reckon I have just over 100 pages to go, which is pretty good. So that's that so far. Oh, you like my bookmark? Do you like it? Anyway, so I am going to allow myself a little break. I'm having a wee cup of tea. A cup of tea in these like little mugs. Like I got a couple of these in B&M last year. This is a lemon one, and I also got an orange one. They're so cute. And this is actually like the perfect size for like a wee cup. There's something about drinking out of a small cup that I enjoy. I don't know what it is. So I am going to reward myself, I guess, or I've decided today what I'm going to do is I'm going to alternate. So I've read a good few chapters just there, and now I'm going to sit back and I'm going to do a spot of writing. I've only just started this story. It's quite a new idea that came from, I don't know where it came from, to be honest. Sometimes I find the way I tell a story is that, or how my mind works is a character will just form. Maybe I've like watched a TV show or a movie, or I'm listening to a piece of music and a name will come to me, or a character will come and then I'll name them, and it ends up like the story just revolves around them, and it grows and it grows and it goes from being just a character to an idea to a full story, beginning, middle, and end. So this is quite a new idea that I've had. And my plan is, I've not done an awful lot of planning for it. I'm not a planner. I am what's that word? It's like a planner or a something else. Is it plantser? No, there is a word for what I do, which is I just sit and I just write and I let the ideas come to me while I'm writing. So that is my plan for today. I started the first chapter a wee while ago, actually. I did start it like a good few months ago. I don't know how long ago. It might actually have been 2024 that it first started, but it never really went anywhere. It was more just that it was like the first little paragraph. So I've already been like nitpicking, like going back into it and trying to rewrite what I've already written. And I'm like, stop. Like I feel like what I need to realize is your first draft does not need to be a work of art. Your first draft just needs to be you telling the story. It doesn't have to be perfect. I don't have to describe everything in great detail. I can do all that when I go back in. And I found that I used to write a lot of fan fiction. Used to. I still do. I love a bit of the old fanfic writing. And a lot of what I like to do is like a reader insert story. No, it's not. That's not what I'm doing at all. Original character insert story, where I will, if I'm watching a TV show or a movie, I will just create a character in my mind and like find, like, while I'm watching, I will be making a character and I will be slotting them in to that movie. And then I'll imagine it afterwards, and then I get inspired and I start writing them. And half the time I don't even do anything with them. Like, I've had so many that I've just been writing, but I find it good practice. It's a good way to develop my writing and my writing style and writing it from different character perspectives and just getting like the basics of telling a story where the world is already fleshed out for you, especially when it comes to fantasy. I quite like that. Like, I used to love back in the day writing an old Harry Potter fanfic story because that world is so fleshed out, and if you know it well, like I was a big Harry Potter fan back in the day and I knew so much about it. It was like so easy and I loved it. And I'm still that way now, where I do enjoy, if I'm watching a piece of media, I'm like, let me just like create an OC insert and put them in the story. And sometimes those characters that I made and fleshed out and gave them a backstory, I have then plucked them from that world and created a world for them. I will literally like burn down worlds and make new ones for you kind of thing. I always come up with plans. I know how the story is going to end, and I know if I've maybe got some little twists that I can then insert along the way. I know what I'm doing in that respect, but I am not about to sit and do like a play by play, like a structure of this chapter's going to be this and this chapter's going to be this and this chapter's going to be this. I just go in guns a-blazing, and then I'm suddenly like, oh, that took a turn, or that happened, or whatever. I am thinking, if I just sit down and just write whatever comes to mind, even if it's garbage, and then go back in and fix it and edit it and add more detail and really flesh out the world so that it feels believable. At this moment in time, like the same way I'm like, if I don't have a name for something yet, like just put in like a little bracket and be like, name of place here, character name here, like things like that. I'm like, let's just go in guns a-blazing and see what we can do. So that is my plan now. I think it's currently 10 to 1. I think I'm gonna aim for having lunch around 1:30. So if I can write until 1:30, and then after lunch I'll maybe do a little bit more reading, because I would quite like to finish Midnight in Everwood. It's getting good. It is getting quite juicy. So I'm thinking, write just now, lunch, read after that. I think that's a good plan. So at this moment, oh god, let me just like check actually. At this moment in time, let's see how many words I have written. It's not much. I want to say, like, off the top of my head, like maybe 700. I don't have a name for this story yet. I will put in placeholder names for things. Most of the time, the names are the main character. Like, I'll just name it the main character's name. Oh, me being like, I think I've written 700 words. I've written 53 words. So, starting this tale with 353 words, and I'm on chapter 1. So, I have 40 minutes of writing time starting now. Let's go. So I only planned to, what did I say? I was gonna write until 1:30. It's now 20 to 3, but I've made myself a little lunch. I've got a couple of rolls and a pack of crisps. I really just got into the flow, which is what I knew I would do if I just like sat down and wrote. So it got to 1:30. And I was like, I'm in the rhythm here, so I'm gonna keep going for a little bit. And I only planned to do up until about kind of just before 2, but then I just kept going. So I have now written, in total, I'm at 1,600. So I've written 1,300 words in about an hour, I guess. What time did I start at? I think I started at 10 to 1. So we're now at 20 to 3. So, and yeah, 10, no. Did I start at 10 to 1? Wait, what time did I start writing at? Was it 10 to 1? 10 to 1? Did I start at 10 to 1? Or did I start 10 to 2? No, I was going to write until 1:30. So that was 40 minutes. So I did a full hour and a half. I don't know. Oh my god, my brain, I'm staring at that clock. My brain just shut down there. I don't know how long I've been writing for. I started at 10 to 1 and it's now like 20 to 3. So that's it's almost 2 hours, right? No, it's an hour. 10 to 1, 10 to 2, 10 to 3, 2 hours. What is wrong with my brain? Anyway, all this to say, I have written 1,300 words and I'm on chapter 2. So, yay. So I'm just going to have a little lunch break now. The rain is pretty wild. It is heavy. It's quite a nice sound just like against the windows. It's always nice to just feel nice and cozy inside when it is raining outside. I've got some candles on. It's quite gloomy today though. That's the only thing I might need to put. I might put on some more. I might light some more candles though. I might put on a couple of little lamps just to create a bit more ambience. But yes, I'm going to have my lunch, have a little break, and then we'll return. So I will get back to you on what I've done since then.
2 soup bowls from the expedition, which are just so much fun. I love these.
From the packaging. Best of luck to you both.
Oh, you look like a baby. Okay, so I might have been a little bit lazy, and when I had my lunch, I put on a wee episode of the TV show I'm watching, and I might have accidentally watched 3 or 4 episodes. But I have been doing a little bit of writing this evening. I'm kind of worried because my laptop, the battery on it is pretty knackered, and so it gets to about 40% and it will just cut out at any point. Especially if I'm on like the internet. Obviously I'm just using my Pages app, which is what I used to write on, and it usually can sort of stay till about the 30% mark. Sometimes it'll last to 20, but I always get a bit wary. I'm always worried that it seems to be pretty good at saving your work as you go, but I'm always worried that it'll cut off and it'll maybe like erase something that I've been writing. So I've been like saving like every 5 seconds. But I had charged it up. I can go and plug it in. I think the problem is I like sitting on the sofa and my sockets are one's over that way and one's over that way and my cable does not reach there. So I'm just sort of writing at the moment until my laptop dies or gets too low. Also, I did do a wee bit of reading after dinner. So I've read a couple more chapters of Midnight in Everwood. It is getting good. I think it got off to a little bit of a slow start. Oh, my kettle's boiled. So I'm just making myself a little cup of tea since it is 9:30 at night. How did I get so late? I stopped writing about 3-ish, and then I've just ended up watching a bit of TV, then I had dinner, and then I've just kind of had a bit of a chilled evening. But I read a couple more chapters of the book. I must say it has gotten better. I think, yeah, what I was saying was it had a little bit of a slow start. Like, it wasn't even really, I wouldn't even class it as a slow start. I think I just wasn't really into it, probably because lately I've been reading so many mysteries that when I read something that's not a mystery, I'm always just kind of like, so when does this get good? Do you know what I mean? But it's getting pretty good now, I must admit. I am quite enjoying it. It's a little, I would say it's a fantasy, I guess. Like, it's sort of a Nutcracker retelling, I suppose. And I quite like it. I think it is getting good. We have a rebellion happening. I did not expect a rebellion subplot. Well, not subplot, but literally the main plot. It's getting good. I have about 100-ish pages to go, and then I'm done. So that's good. And I've now hit 2,000 words. So that's nice. I'm in that sort of, see, because I took a break. Obviously I had to because I needed to have my lunch. But because I took that break, it threw me off then when I went to jump back in, that I was a bit like, this is why I much rather prefer to write chapter by chapter and finish with like a chapter, like finish with a chapter and then come back in. This is why I was always a good fan fiction writer, because you would write a chapter, publish that, and then every now and again I'd come back and I'd write a new chapter. So that way it would always end, and then I could either move on, say it was like following on to something else, or you're carrying on from where it left off. So it always was so much easier to go back and read, like, okay, how did that last chapter end? What was like happening in it? Is it a cliffhanger? Like, are two characters in the middle of doing something? Like, what is the tea? Whereas if I just cut it and just abandon at some random point and I have to jump back in, and it's like I have to go back into the mindset that I was in when I first wrote it. So now I'm like, oh my goodness. But I'm feeling pretty positive, and I'm trying to psych myself up about my work, and I'm like, do you know what? This is my year. Like, I keep saying this to myself because I'm trying to remind myself more than anyone else that I am so determined to write stories and get them to a point where they're like a finished product, they're polished, they're good to go. And then I say this, but from that point, I would actually have no idea what to do, what the next steps would be. Like, I understand perhaps going to like an editor to go through it all, but also I think I need to do research into the world of publishing, because it is a scary thought process. It is a scary process that I know nothing about, really. So that is all something that I would need to work on and learn about, and just, yeah. So that's something that's a problem for future me. So you know, maybe by this time next year I might have a whole bunch of finished stories that are just sitting in my house because I don't know what to do with them. But for now, I will just enjoy the writing process. So I am back at work tomorrow. I've enjoyed my weekend to myself. So yeah, so thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in my next one, whatever that may be. Bye.